I think. Okay. All right. Hello and welcome to Crypto Capital. My name is Roshan, and today we'll have a little bit different kind of stream where we'll let you guys ask a bunch of questions and cover various topics and also cover what happened in the market in the last few days. So, before I start this, let's make sure this is good to go. Oops, 1 second. Oops. Okay. Cool. Awesome. So I guess you guys already probably saw what happened in last few days, and especially the dump we have been seeing in crypto and Bitcoin and in last few days recently. Even it just went to $69,000, touched it, barely broke its all-time high, and just went all the way down, right? And let's look at the Bitcoin chart of where it's at right now. What's it doing? So Bitcoin is right now trading at $64,000. It did break its all-time high of 66,500, went to 69, and then it had a quick crash right after that. So I'm not sure. Wait 1 second. Let me make sure this is okay. So I'm not sure what exactly happened or like why it just went down, but I do think there was a good amount of futures open on this price especially. And if you guys saw the funding rate, it has been spiking every time Bitcoin takes a small dip. So instead of people actually buying Bitcoin, they have been leverage trading so much that when the funding rate is too high, then it takes the market a lot more longer to go up, just because there's too much pressure, which is not actual pressure on the market. On top of it, I think we were due for a liquidation event, at least in my opinion, for a while. You guys can check on Bybit.com. I don't know if you guys know Bybit.com, and now it's called CoinGlass. You guys can go through and check liquidations there. So we were due for a correction, just because we have been going straight line from September, and I think it was required for the market to have a bunch amount of liquidations. So I think in last this is last 24 hours. Last 24 hours we had about $241 million in liquidations, and I think just recently this, let's see if I can go through. Okay, so I think yesterday we had about close to like $600 million in liquidations, which is huge. I think that's a big amount. That's good enough to make the market realize, like, everything doesn't just go up and get all those late longers. So I have a feeling that we might retest $62,000, just because that's a solid support we have right around this price. And if we do go below 61, I would be a little bit more worried as well. And I think that's where I think things can start going downwards, and we can even touch 56, 57, and I guess like this can take a lot more longer to recover. So I as long as we don't drop below $62,000 and we stay in this range, if anything on the weekend we can have some chop down, touch $63,000 and then bounce back, then I think we should be good. And on top of it, this weekend, if the Bitcoin doesn't drop more than $1,000 from here, I think we can see a quick alt rally, just a relief rally. So let's analyze some quick charts on this as well. One of my favorite coins, if you guys don't know, is FTM, and I think FTM took a huge dive. So FTM was trading back to it touched about $3.40 back in October, and then went down. It was trying to bounce back up, broke its support again here, and then went back to its resistance and dumped again with Bitcoin, and it touched yesterday about $2.29. So I'm pretty sure if a lot of people were on leverage positions, that FTM definitely got liquidated. Hopefully you were not one of those guys, and if you were, hopefully you learned from this lesson and not do too long of a leverage. But I think FTM is at a very good price range, at least in my opinion. I think we would not see this price, especially this at $2.60 level, is a very strong support. If we drop below $2.50, I would again get a little bit worried. But right now, I think it's at a very good support level, very great entry price, especially for people who missed this rally, who it's basically the best price it has been since, I guess, October 24th. So I guess about 2-3 weeks. But I think if you guys were looking to get into crypto, I personally believe this is one of the best tips you could have asked for, where you can probably make very quick gains in the next 1 month. Let's also look at Harmony. It's also one of my favorite layer ones. The reason guys, just I don't know if you guys have watched all my videos, and if you haven't, that's fine. But the reason I like Harmony, the reason I like Phantom and Avalanche and all these layer one projects is layer ones have been leading the bull market in this last few months to last 6-7 months, especially with coins like Solana being right after Ethereum. I think we have seen a clear trend where there probably will be market runners in near future, and I think in this bull run they still have a lot more room to grow. That's my understanding. Back in 2017, basically Ethereum was our only smart contract option, and that's why Ethereum was the leading indicator of the market. But I think now we have a lot more established protocols, especially with Cardano, Harmony, Solana, Avalanche, Phantom, Secret. So all these are my favorite projects, and that's the reason I talk about these as first in this video as well. So Harmony is definitely one of those undervalued layer one projects in my opinion, which I think is due for a long run. It broke its all-time high around 20 cents while ago, and then it retraced back all the way to 14-15 cents, started its run again and went to 25 cents, built a strong support there, went down, went up again, and now it came down all the way 27 cents. I think it touched its support yesterday at 25 cents. I believe that if you guys get Harmony at this price, you would not be at a loss as long as this bull market still continues, and this is not a top, which I don't think it is a top. But Harmony can probably give us a very good return in near future as well. I believe the Harmony should be worth at least in top 40, top 30 cryptocurrencies in the market based on its layer one and the DeFi. I don't know if you guys have seen the Jewel DeFi Kingdom, or I actually forgot. I think it's called DeFi Kingdom. It is a very good interface for a DEX platform for any of the layer one projects, and that's why I think this can have a huge run as well with other projects on this ecosystem. So let's see if I can. All right, so along with that, let's also look at one more project, and then we'll go and see if there's any questions, and then we'll go over the project I've been researching a lot about. So let's look up. Okay, if you guys have anything in comments, I can use that as well. So this is the first time I'm doing live stream from this, so bear with me guys. I'm trying to see if I have any messages in this section. I don't think so. Okay, cool. All right, so right now we have these projects. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go back to the trading view. Let's look up one more crypto, which I think could have a huge run. Let's look another layer one, or we can do let's do Avalanche. Okay. So Avalanche is Avax, and Avax has been one of the leading indicators as well. So Avax was very strong even during this dip. It has been on a consistent run. It broke its all-time high around $69, $65. Went for a run, retraced back. It didn't even retrace but that far back. Gave enough entry points for a lot of people who bought back this coin. Broke its all-time high again. Went for a run to $90. I think it touched $95. And it's now back to 84. It did retrace back yesterday 78, but I still think this is one of the strongest projects in the crypto right now. And I think any price around this is probably a good buy, especially if it's going to have a run in the next near future. So another good project, another good retracement. I think we can probably see a retracement to about $76, $77. And if that happens, I definitely think I will probably buy a bunch of AVAX as well. But so far it looks pretty good, and I think that's one of the good projects as well. All right, so let's now talk about some things you have been asking me for. I've been getting a lot more text messages about Metaverse. I know Facebook rebranded themselves to Meta, and that's one reason I personally believe that Metaverse is definitely going to be the leading indicator in the bull market in 2024, so 3 years from now. And I like to get ahead of things, and that's one reason I'm really invested into Metaverse projects for even this bull run. So one of those projects which I looked up and researched upon is called Chromia, CHR coin. Chromia is a blockchain platform making it easy for people to build decentralized applications in the real world for a better world. So it's one of those NFT based layer 1 and layer 2 compatible blockchain protocols, which is a very unique layer 1 in the existing market. So if you guys think about layer 1s are basically all the bigger projects right now which can let projects be developed or deployed on top of them, like Cardano, like Solana, like Avalanche, Phantom, Harmony. Chromia is one of those projects, and it was launched back in 2018, 2019. And since then, Chromia has had a pretty good, decent run. I would definitely say that. Like, it has had a very good run from all the way from 3 cents to $1.18. But I still believe, since it's only worth $663 million, it's way, way, way undervalued compared to all these other layer one projects. And I think the biggest reason why it's still undervalued is because their mainnet is still due for launch. Their mainnet is expected to be launched end of this month. And if that happens, then I think this project should be valued at top 30, top 40 projects, which will make it worth at $4 to $5 billion at least. And that's an 8x run from here. So let's look at Chromia and why it's that big, and why do I think it can be a huge project in the near future. So Chromia is, of course, a layer one where a bunch of different applications are being built and have been built upon it. One of those big applications called Alice, my neighbor Alice. So if you guys did buy into it, Alice was launched actually as a Binance launch pool, and it's worth $247 million, almost half of the market cap of Chromia itself. And that's an application developed on Chromia. I think Alice at its peak went all the way to $20. Which is way higher than where it is right now. So they have really solid projects built upon, along with the recent one, which was called Mines of Dalarnia. So DAR was also launched at Binance, and right now I think it's let me see if I can find Dalarnia. Two Mines. Okay, so let me see if I can see the market cap of this project as well. Mines of. Okay. So right now, I think, oh wow, so it's also worth about close to $200 million. And that gives you a glimpse of what kind of applications are already built on Chromia. These are both gaming protocols, these are both gaming cryptocurrencies, and they both are being used regularly, and they're also integrated with Binance Smart Chain. So the reason I personally believe they already have a good, solid background in investments is because their projects were launched on Binance as a launch pool tokens. And anything which goes on Binance launch pool usually ends up being pretty high, and they do a really good research upon before they release any projects. And that's one reason I believe that this Chromia ecosystem can explode, especially in this bull run and in the next bull run. So Chromia also, when they do plan to, when their mainnet does get launched, which I'm expecting, hoping to be end of this month, you will be able to use Chromia as a payment transaction crypto to pay for transaction fees. It's going to be also used as block rewards. I think these things make it very important for it to have a run once the mainnet is released, because the use case of Chromia is going to increase by tenfold. So this is another reason I believe Chromia can explode. Let's look up some other things as well on the Chromia. So I think Chromia has a total circulating supply, total supply of 1 billion tokens. Out of that, half of it, or more than half of it, is already in circulation. So there's not too much inflation going to be released in the market as well, which is kind of great, especially for the near future and the tokenomics. So that's another reason I think this can have a huge run. They just announced a partnership with Revolve Games. Revolve Games is a very big play-to-earn gaming universe built in the NFT atmosphere, and I think their partnership with Chromia will give them a huge notch to partner with big projects launched by Revolve as well. And I think Revolve is about to also build an NFT based platform on Chromia. So another big use case for Chromia as well. Let's look up the other Metaverse tokens which are right now trending. This is how we can compare the existing atmosphere. So Axie Infinity and Mana Decentraland are two of the biggest projects in NFT atmosphere and Metaverse, and they're right now valued at $8.6 billion and $5.9 billion, along with I think Chromia or Engine. Oops, 1 second, let me see if it's, I'm trying to make it show the entire screen. Oops. Okay, so okay, let me see if I can make this work. All right, So now you guys can hopefully see my screen as well. But if not, then I guess sorry about that. But yeah, so Engine Coin, Sand, Mana, and AXS are four of the strongest projects, and they're all worth over $1 billion. Some of these are even worth at $8 billion and $3 billion. So I believe that Chromia deserves to be between at least ranked Engine and Mana. That will place it at 8 or 9x from here, and that's one of the biggest reason I think this can have a huge run. All right, so those are main reasons I believe Chromia will have a run in near future. Right now it's trending at $1.23. Just broke out, I think, recently, and I think its all-time high is close to $1.44. I think if it does continue to make its rally, we can definitely see Chromia at probably $5 to $6 in the next 1 month. These are the main things I wanted to cover in this video. Let me know, of course, if you guys have any other questions. But that's all for now. I hope you guys have